Hey, it's the Right Rican, and why am I not showing my face right now? Just because I want to show the shirt, because I'm going to talk about what an article, two articles I just read about the record record low for Joe Biden with his disapproval, and yeah, so that's what's going on. Joe Biden, I'm going to show you right here in an article. Joe Biden's record low approval ratings. And he goes here, Biden's disapproval rating hits new high, poll finds. I see the NPR PBS NewsHour Marist poll, which, if that tells you anything, that's all basically left-leaning polls. This is not, a Fox News poll or anything like that, a Rasmussen poll. This is a left-leaning poll, and even with the left-leaning poll, here we go. They break it down. Overall, 41 approve, 55 disapprove. Dems, obviously, overwhelmingly 87% to 11. Independents, which is big. Independence is what makes or breaks an election for both parties. So right now, the disapproval is at 66% to only 29% approve. Like I said, you can see the numbers here. It's it's not going to be any different. Whites 40-56, Latinos right here, 33 to 65, non-whites 44-52, pretty close. But I'm just curious why they say non-white and not, it doesn't mean literally non-white, where they're going to put in like, let's say it's blacks and Asians or something like that. Because the fact that they're not putting the black approval rate, well, we'll have to see. Here it goes. White no college, 32 to 63. White with college. Oh, look at that. You have to be brainwashed in college in order to actually want to, actually believe that this guy has been doing a good job. Here it goes. Biden supporters, 86-12. Wow. It's lower than them and than the Dems. Suburban women. Come on, suburban women. Really? Anyways, so why I'm talking about this along with the next part I'm going to talk about, because this goes to show you the disconnect between what's going on in the real world and what you get in the news media. So if you think the news media is independent and they report fair and balanced news, look at this poll. And who's the two groups that overwhelmingly support this president? Democrats and his supporters. Okay. The only outlier in this whole thing is the suburban women. But the suburban women could be overwhelmingly Democrat. Hence the 57-41. But I just want to show you this here, if it loads up. Sorry, I've been having problems with my computer today. So let's see if this, how this loads up.
But first, here's my take. I have to confess, I find Joe Biden's unpopularity puzzling. He's rounding out his first year in the White House with the lowest end of first year approval ratings of any elected president in modern times, with the exception of Donald Trump. Why is this? Biden is a genial, likable person. Many of the policies he's pursued have been popular, even some with Republican support. The country is doing reasonably well.
And here I want to go. And some with Republican support. Nonsense. Just because you get a handful of Republicans that cross parties doesn't make it popular among the Republicans. The, establishment, yes. But anyways.
Economically, as measures like unemployment, which is declining, the stock market, which is rising, and interest rates demonstrate. So why did the latest CNN average of the polls have him at just 45%? Now, one has to remember that Biden is something of an accidental president. He got elected for two reasons, neither of which has much to do with his personal popularity. First, Barack Obama chose him as vice president, which instantly elevated him in the Democratic field. Second, Donald Trump. Had these two factors not been present, it's difficult to imagine Biden in the White House. Presidents often get rewarded for being around in good times, whether they cause them or not. In Joe Biden's case, he has mostly handled his job with intelligence and decency, but he's paying the price for the complicated times that we are living through.
Intelligence. Have they even heard of Joe Biden's speech, or do they just read the transcript where they could get the Biden translation? I mean, this is the disconnect between the media and the general public. This guy can't understand what's going on. He has no idea. Okay, I'm really mad. I paused the video. I wanted to find a meme that I had saw saying, showed two pictures side by side. It was a pile of wood of what, well, $1,000 worth of wood in January 2020 versus June 2021. And it was a stark difference of what $1,000 of worth of wood was. And that's how you can see what inflation is. Look at the price of gas. You know, they keep gaslighting us and, oh, look, 10 cents down. Yeah, but it's gone up over $1 since Biden was, it's gone up, I want to say what, like almost $2 since Biden got elected. And then once he implemented his policies, like people will talk about, oh, well, presidents don't control the oil prices. Well, his policies make or break the price of oil. You know, when he's, anyways, I'm not going to get into that because I've made videos about that. This is about his disapproval and the disconnect between the media and average people, because the media, you know, like I said, you hear this guy, he's talking about, he's puzzled. He doesn't understand why Biden's unpopular. Yes, because you know what? You don't have to, you know, you're a rich person on TV that makes hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. But meanwhile, you know, you're in this category or this category. You're not anywhere in these other categories. You know, maybe the non-white category because he's, you know, he's Indian, right? Zakari. So who knows? But this is the entirely of the media. It doesn't matter whether he's non-white. All the white people on CNN and MSNBC, all of them, they all don't understand why Biden. I shouldn't say that. Some of them do, but some of them don't care. They don't care that Biden's doing a bad job. They don't care about that his policies are affecting everyday Americans and hurting most everyday Americans. And that's, like I said, that's the disconnect. So when they're reporting the news, they act like they're independent, but they're, you know, if they were independent, you'd see more of this sort of breakdown of the media, you know. So when they complain about Fox News, and Fox News is, you know, is, here it goes, is you know, the GOP right here. Yeah, so you'll have that versus the, you know, with the media. So, you know, you have Fox News, obviously that's going to be like this, and the Democrats, they're going to be like this. But, you know, you have CNN, hey, look at Fox News. That's what CNN does, is, hey, look how bad news Fox News is. Look how bad Fox News is. But, you know, they don't look at what's going on in their own network. Especially, you know, you know, they've had two pedophiles. They've outed 2 pedophiles in their organization already. It's not nothing new. But like I said, this is what goes on, and why you have to be careful. Like when people use the news as their facts, is that this is what the news does. They're biased, but they act like they're not biased. I mean, even I remember hearing Don Lemon one time going, "Oh no, I'm not biased. I just cover the news from my lens as a black gay man." And it's like, yes, you're biased. So it doesn't matter what you think that oh, you're telling it from your black gay lens. I'm telling it from my Puerto Rican, married for 15 years, with two children self. Okay. Eh, but the difference is I'm not a journalist, and I'm actually honest about what I'm honest about my bias. I know where my blind spots are, but I do read from both sides. I do read CNN. I do read MSNBC, not so much MSNBC, but more CNN. And I'll sometimes, if sometimes I'll look and I'll talk about what you'll see. I'll share CNN articles here when I'm talking about something, and I'll use it as a point of reference, because people on the right, we read both sides of the aisle. Read both and watch both left wing and right wing sources of information. The same doesn't go true for the people on the left, who only watch and read left wing sources of media. You'll never see them read the Daily Wire or Breitbart or watch Fox News or Newsmax or none of that stuff. Where, like I said, I'll show CNN clips, and I'll share a CNN article because I had to read the article. So, but that's what goes on. That's what passes. So this is why I'm always stressing that you need to be careful with your consumption of news. And if you don't want to be extreme on either side, then you need to see both sides. If you're not, if you don't want to be extreme, don't just read Fox News and watch Fox News. Watch CNN, watch MSNBC, so you can get a daily balance. Okay, because at the same time, you don't want to be like the left and stay in your echo chamber. You want to go there and you want to see what the other side is talking about. You want to see, you don't want to stay there closed mind and not be able to articulate your arguments about your side. That's why I don't unfriend people on social media. Only one time I unfriended someone, but that's because they were attacking my religion. I didn't care about the politics stuff, but he's there attacking my faith, and that's a different story. But then again, I understand. I attacked his faith of communism because he was a communist. Uh, because most communists are atheists. Is the truth. And then, since we all are built to worship, we're all built for community, something has to replace that lack of faith. And their faith is in government. That's why they believe, no matter how much communism and socialism have failed, they still believe that it'll work. How it always works is, well, if I was the leader, this is how it would work, because I'm the leader, I'm the one in charge. But no, corruption grows in all these power institutions because people aren't moral. People will look out for themselves. I mean, that's what screws up all these systems, is the fact that you have to rely on people, and people are imperfect. So as long as people are imperfect, this whole ideal of communism and socialism and utopia is a pipe dream. Can't have utopia when we have finite resources. Like, if we lived in a Star Trek, you know, endless energy and replicators that could, go replicate food and drinks on demand out of thin air, just rearranging molecules. Yeah, if we lived in that society, then yes, we could have a utopia, but we don't live in that society. And Marxism in any of its forms aren't going to get us there either. So I'm going to leave it there. We have I'm tomorrow. I know tomorrow I'm going to actually go watch Spider-Man. And so tomorrow, probably when I get home from watching Spider-Man, I'm going to do a review because I'm going to do a review. I hope you guys, I will warn you if I'll do any spoilers. I don't know if I'm going to do any spoilers yet. Um, I'm obviously going to go in and critique it from a point of view of, right leaning point of view and let you know if, hey, was it a propaganda fest? Was it something that it was balanced? Because you got other movies that you know lean one way, lean the other, or neutral. Let's see where this movie goes. I've heard great things about it, and I'm excited to go see it. I wish I could have saw it today, but when you have kids and you got to take your kids to their doctor's appointments and all that stuff, you have to make do. So I will be watching it later. I'll be watching it tomorrow. So uh, I'm the Right Rican. You follow me on YouTube and Rumble. That's where I post my videos. You can interact with me on social media um, or leave comments on the videos. You can follow me Facebook, Twitter, Gab, Telegram, Gab, Getter, Parlor, Clout Hub, all of them. I'm on all of them. All right. I say that all the time. With that being said, have a good one.